for the type of energy only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Big D Energy.
Big D!
Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule. That's my friend, Sean Balesian. He's in for D-Mac. Sean, couple things of note. Number one, it's Bourbon Friday on a Thursday.
I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to complain about that. Not at all.
I feel like today is the day that we live the whole winter for. And this weekend is, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily like the 4th of July or whatever. The weather's always perfect. This is perfect. This is what we live for.
You know what's fun? Do you ever remember like a rainy 4th of July?
No.
The weather's always good.
Perfect.
Always.
Always
I'm not, that is such a legit point. You know, other holidays you get the mixed bag. You never know what you're going to get. I'll move over in real time. But this is
Forrest
like,
Gump style.
The weather's always nice on the 4th, man. Always.
I'm going to my friend's in-laws' house, and they have his mother and father-in-law are out of town. They just got a new house, huge pool in the background or in the backyard. We're just gonna be there all day. My niece and nephew are gonna be there, and my niece Mari, she's old enough for me to throw her in the pool a little bit, so I'm excited. That's gonna be a first. I'm an excellent swimmer, so we're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. See, I was just telling you guys like before we went to the break, and Spenny, you're right. I love it, but anybody who does the big shindig, you have to get out of the planning stage.
Yeah.
And like I just found out in the last hour that what I thought was going to be a small gathering is not going to be a small gathering now. So now my mind is racing around. I got to do this. I got to do that. That's got to go on at this time. That's got to go on at that time. But Spenny said you love it, and you're right. He 100% right. But right now, I'm shaking my fist at my two rat kids because they just informed me this morning, hey, Dad, so boom, 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 boom is coming over and boom, boom, boom is coming over. So that completely changed the trajectory of my planning.
the whole dynamic of it. But yes, it is. It's Bourbon Friday. It's 4 Down Friday on a Thursday. So appreciate the uniqueness of this. Chase is in the Sound Lounge. I'm calling it the Sound Lounge from now on. What's up, Chase?
You call it the Chase Lounge, man. I like that. Yeah.
All right.
Whatever. But I mean, yeah. What's going on, Neil? How you doing today?
I'm living, man. Livin. We
Seems
got
like
an
it.
intern Simeon here in the house.
What's going on? I'm mad at Mother Nature. I may never play a full round of golf ever again in my life.
You got caught in the rain yesterday?
Like the smallest cell, it was supposed to go straight north, came down and got us through 15. I'm like, are you serious?
Poor Mr.
So when it
C.
says it's not going to rain, it rains. When it says it's going to rain, it clears up. I can't catch a break. I might not get a full round in the rest of my life. That's just
That's it.
I've accepted it.
You're done. Well, you're gonna be stuck with a life of coming up with Vanderbilt football questions for a show
That's
in
right.
Detroit.
Just
Exactly.
put a crane up.
Yeah.
Like, just
Right.
put a crane.
Yeah. I'll cover up the rain.
Just put a crane up.
Simeon,
up
if it
there.
makes you feel any better, I've been absolutely striping my irons and haven't played golf better in my life.
That's good. I started to figure it out yesterday, so I'm starting to join the vibe of the show where everyone's playing good. I'm finally getting there.
I
There we
saw
go.
you're like on a crazy under 100 run or something, right?
My past 3 rounds I've been under 100, and that's that's very good for me. I've been golfing for like 2 years now, so I'm finally figuring it out a little bit, and it's a lot more fun. I was with my boy Paulie, and he I don't know if golf's going to be his forte going. He's very hard on himself when something goes wrong, and he's very quick to anger. So
golf's the perfect sport for someone
exactly,
like that.
Right? So he was getting mad, and the joke is one time he had a really bad round, and he kept saying, "I'm gonna put my fucking driver on Facebook Marketplace." So now,
sell your clubs, guy.
yeah,
Okay.
Anytime he hits a shot and it shanks, one of us, whether it's the cart with him or the other cart, he'll just hear him go Marketplace, and he'll get so mad. So my guy P, he bombs it down the fairway, but he lets one bad shot derail his whole round.
Boy, it sounds like my twin.
Yeah,
honestly, it is. I do not have it in my personality, okay? Just chill. Have a good day, man. Have a beer. I don't have that in my personality. I don't. So, you know what? I don't put myself in that position. Why would I do that?
Self-awareness.
Right? Like, seriously, why would I do that?
Self-awareness.
And I'll kill the ball. Dude, oh my gosh, I can't believe what you just did. And then my second shot is always a fuck up. So, like, it's just like, well, my day's done. So now I don't even start my day. I'll see you guys afterwards. Sorry. Know it, Pete. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. And people tell you to chill out. No, that you can't chill out.
Yeah.
That's your DNA, dude.
Woodward Sports Chat Thread. Jump into there. Get your thoughts out there. We're doing it. Kind of laid back day today, as you might imagine. Freddie Felt 313 Bourbon Thursday. Yes, that is the case. You can jump into the Super Chat and skip the line. Dante 151. Happy Bourbon Thursday. Let's get ready to rumble. Yes, we are doing it. Okay. There's a couple things that I want to get into here before the open. We're going. Here's my goal today. We're not going to do the opening 11-14 like subject thing. I'm going to try to get to it now.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. We're going to get to it now. All right? So let's do it. I have a Red Wings thing I want to get to. Here's the deal, Sean. Before that, though, I was disappointed in you people out there. I didn't get blown up on Twitter last night at all when JAVY BAEZ got a name to start. I did from friends on the text messages from everywhere. And look, here's my official statement on the JAVY BAEZ starting the All-Star game, okay?
This ought to be good.
Okay, here it is. Are Byron Buxton's numbers, like, far better? Yes, they are. They are. Did he get jobbed a little bit? Yes, he did. But Buxton, you play for the Minnesota Twins, so suck it.
Yeah.
That's exactly the story. JAVY starting over you, Buxton, because you're in shitty Minneapolis, playing for the shitty Minnesota Twins.
Yeah.
So there you go. And if it's got to be JAVY, then it's got to be JAVY. And I'm happy. Sean, you know this. People say, are you upset, Neil? No, I'm not upset. Anytime I can stick it to any Minnesota organization, I'm going to take advantage of that chance.
That
and
is
JAVY
fair.
provided me that yesterday, and I'm happy for it.
Why
so,
would-
JAVY, thank you, my friend. You're the All-Star starter. Buxton, get out of here.
Why would you be upset at the success of the Detroit Tigers and any
I don't know.
player? It's kind of, you can separate the two, right? I love the Buxton bit. The Byron Buxton bit is one of my favorite bits in all of sports, okay? This is the year. This is the year.
He's finally going to stay healthy.
And he will be on the DL at some point in time. I mean,
Yeah.
just set your watch to it. That's the way it is. I'm going to say it again, and I know I saved this for one of the four downs. If we could go back a year ago, July 3rd, we could go back in time. And I sat up here. I was doing a dumb show with you guys. And I sat up here, and I looked right in the camera, and I said, I want you all to know, I just came back from the future. JAVY BAEZ will be an all-star. And an all-star center fielder. Like, what would your reaction have been?
There can't be a person that would take that serious.
Through JAVY, all things are possible.
With him, in the unity of the JAVY spirit.
Listen to me. Not just an
Let me take some of
all-star.
the sacrament, Sean.
Not just. I'll take some of the sacrament too. Not just an all-star, okay? An all-star center fielder.
Sean, he's starting the All-Star game at center field.
You're goddamn right he is.
You're goddamn right.
JAVY BAEZ,
He only plays one out. He misses a game every 5 games. Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
All seriousness, though, I am happy for the man. I am, and I have talked about this before. As bad as it was, and it was as bad as anyone in the history of baseball. Lest we not forget,
It really was.
It was.
Yes.
He was the worst everyday player in baseball. To go from that, and look, did it become like a movement on a college campus to vote for him for the All-Star game? Yes, it did. But
Goddamn
you know
right.
what?
That's aura, Neil.
That's aura. That's fair.
That is aura.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, he isolated a group and used them to their advantage.
Like, what
It
else
worked-
do you
it
what else
works
do you
in-
need
it
to
works
get yourself in an
elections.
all-star game?
Yeah.
Come on. What are we talking about?
Like, it works.
It does.
And you know what? I am happy for him. For real, I am. Because through all of it, I mean, clearly, the same catch. Clearly, the best tagger the game of baseball has ever seen. No, but all this aside, though, Sean, I am happy for the man. Because through it all, and look, being real, and you know this, and we work with professional athletes, and we've been on team planes, and we understand how they tick a little bit. that had to be an embarrassing time for him, personally.
Yes.
It had to be embarrassing. That man took baseball by storm in 2019, whenever it was, went on that run. Like, for him to put his pride to the side, for real. And a lot of guys, and you know a lot of guys would have said, oh, hamstring's tight today. I can't go. Oh, I got to go on the D. He played. He showed up and he played. So Javi Baez, all the stuff aside, I will give you props in that because you were the exception to what we found to be the rule. Things weren't going your way, and what did you do? You didn't pop on the DL and say, I'm done. You didn't Anthony Rendon it, man. You found a way.
Jeez.
And however it happened, so props to you.
Do you know, Neil, one of my biggest pet peeves, you've probably heard me say this before, one of my biggest pet peeves is when a guy is struggling and somebody says, but he's a really nice guy. It drives me out of my mind, okay? No, I'm serious.
He's a good dude, Sean.
You know what? Mother Teresa is one of the nicest human beings that ever lived. I don't want her as my starting quarterback.
No.
I don't want her as my starting shortstop. You know where we can include the line, he's a really good guy? And I know this from, how about inside information, okay? I'll leave it at that. And I bet if you think real hard, you can figure out. You know where you can say he's a really nice guy? As an addition to the sentence that you just said. Now it counts for something. When a guy's struggling, I don't give a shit what a nice guy you are.
100%.
This is a business, okay? It is I don't care what a nice guy you are. But you know what? For you to put up with all the adversity, to have the hip surgery, to hear all the cat calls, which were warranted,
Yep.
and to do what you've done, that's where I give you a tip of the cap. And that's where, at the end of that sentence, I say, and man, he's a good dude. He's a good...
Right.
Now it counts for something. Now it adds to the Spenny aura of Javi Baez.
And a little breaking news that we might be able to get into after the break. Sam Laporta comes in at number 94 in the NFL Top 100. So Sam Laporta made after kind of a step back from his rookie season, which
Injuries.
Which somebody said that was going to happen because Jameson Williams was going to go over 1,000 yards last year and was called a madman. Just saying. I said Sam Laporta was going to take a step back. But
Benny and I had to ride horseback through the forest.
Yeah.
And set up tents and rally the soldiers and have rations. But we did it.
We did it. And now I'm going even further because I'm saying all-pro JMO next year. But Sam Laporta checks in at 94 in the top 100. So it's good to see because he's still one of the best tight ends in the league. So it's good to see him get that respect.
The sooner we all get it through our head that we have a lot of options, so therefore, more often than not, you have to drop your expectations, the better off we'll be. And the better off the team is. There are way too many options. I mean, think about it. It's the Oprah bit. You get 1,000 yards receiving. You get 1,000 yards receiving. It doesn't work that way.
No.
It just doesn't work that way. If we expect, and I threw Justin $10 to this point, if we expect this guy to have an all-pro type season to be in the conversation for offensive player in the year, it's going to come at other players' expense.
Mm-hmm.
So think about it from a logical standpoint. Laporta's numbers might not be as good. Amon-Ra's may not be as good. How people can't figure that out, it's really unbeknownst to me, Neil.
I don't understand it either. It's simple math. A good friend of mine coined the term simple math. Ryan, in the super chat, you can jump in there, skip the line. Ryan's reaction: the worst everyday all-star in baseball.
There you go.
Dante 151 in the super chat. We also need to shout out Blue Jays fans for helping us get 3 starters in the All-Star game, and congrats to Vladdy. That's right.
They did like a joint effort.
Yeah.
Which was, I mean,
They did a collab.
I don't really fuck the Blue Jays, dude. I don't really care about that. They were trying to get their catcher in too. I saw all those posts. They're like, vote for our catcher. I was like, no, fuck you. I'm voting for Dingler, dude.
Jays
like,
are a cute little story right now.
Yeah.
Take a look at the East right now. It's crazy.
How about the Marlins?
Pinch Tampa's little cheeks, right? Ooh, that boo.
Talk about cute stories.
Yeah.
Marlins keep going. I will
the
trade.
Braves.
I will trade
Justin,
every
did
living
you throw our
soul.
$10 down yet, by the way?
He did. I saw the slip. Yeah.
You're the best.
He did. I saw the slip.
I feel really good about that. I do. I feel really good about that.
I will trade every living soul in the Tigers prospect organization for Ronald Acuna.
Oh, yeah, well, you know who's not going to do that?
The Braves.
The Braves.
Hey, man, maybe. You never know.
You can't,
Carlos
you can't-
Pena wrote an article yesterday about why it would behoove the Braves to trade Ronald Acuna. So
Okay. Well, that's, you want, like, look, I think we've proven in Detroit, if you write a trade story involving us, we will
talking.
click the shit out of
absolutely.
We can't trade Max Clark. We can't trade McConaughey.
I would trade my fucking firstborn
you trade it
child.
all?
I would
Right.
yes, absolutely.
What the fuck are you thinking?
Lit-
that. Job, Clark, and McGonigal?
Yes,
Ooh,
absolutely.
look at Svenny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
even,
in.
Even though the Braves, like, people
You wouldn't
understand,
do
right?
it.
He makes $17 million.
yeah.
a
They
year.
would never do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you trade, but yeah, I would literally trade everybody for
How
him.
many times in our lifetime, seriously, have we seen this? We can't trade Humberto Sanchez. We can't trade Cameron Maben. We
Humberto
can't trade
Sanchez.
Jacob Turner. Jacob Turner and Rob Brantley in the same package? Dombrowski's lost his mind. Wake the fuck up.
It's fair.
So yeah, Neil's backward hat looks like he'll say yes to a Jello shot tomorrow.
dude.
I got a travel day tomorrow.
Definitely
so.
look like you're playing some beer dice.
Benny,
Like, you know what
check
it
your
is?
phone
Like,
really quick.
honestly, you were on the reboot tour of like No Kids on the Block. Like you still kind of look like you did 25 years ago, but you don't.
But I
He
don't.
looks
right,
like Sean
100%.
Astin in 50 First Dates. Like, all you need is a little bit of the lift.
Oh, I got it coming.
I said it to Spenny already, even before the comments started rolling in.
I'm
Neil,
going to support my teammate.
Are we all rocking backwards?
We're all going backwards. All right.
I'm going to support my teammate. I'm with you.
we're in. All right, everybody.
I
we're
kind
in.
of
You
just
can
look
tell.
like Fred Durst, but hey, you know,
Shout out.
what do you care? You know,
Mr. C's going to turn his crane backwards.
yeah.
He's
Turn
got
the
it on
crane
his phone.
backwards.
He's turning the crane around.
All right, are you guys ready to go then?
Speaking of which, 2 cranes out there at Vandy Stadium now.
Hold the scoreboard up.
We are
Vanderbilt
doubling
football.
down, baby.
They should just keep it like that.
They should build the stadium around it.
I love that place so much. Oh my gosh.
I do too. All right, let's take the break and let's get into it, everybody. 4 down Friday on a Thursday, and let's start with Buddy's Pizza. Hey, man, I know it's 4th of July, but what's more American than pizza? What's more American than Buddy's Pizza? Look at that pizza up there. And yeah, you'll probably be grilling on the 4th, but tonight, who wants to cook when you're going to be cooking all day tomorrow?
That's a very good point.
That's where 10 meal, promo code 10 meal comes into play at buddiespizza.com. Over 20 Buddies locations in and around the Metro Detroit area, and they invented Detroit style pizza. A lot of pizza places talk about it. Buddies created it. That's what I'm saying. Buddies Pizza, the original Detroit style pizza since 1946.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Second Best Bar in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Van Johnson. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com today. Get the very best in Detroit sports wearables. Get the Boot 'em Kid shirt. The Lions play the Reds. Sean, look at the golf on TV. Dude's got the hat backwards at the DP World Tour event. Hey, you can get a Woodward Sports hat. You can wear it backwards too. Why not?
Rumor has it he turned it backwards during the commercial break.
He probably
was
did.
forward.
Yeah, that's probably
He felt the energy.
Yeah.
Shop.woodwardsports.com, the best in Detroit sports wearables. All right, we are off. Yeah. Bro,
You got the shades, Neil?
Yeah.
I do not.
Hey, it's backwards hat energy here on BAEZ.
I feel like I need to run to my car.
Yeah, right. You better.
Gotta be one around.
I'm gonna get you a Vanderbilt hat. No,
yeah.
You think I'm joking? I am so getting you. I'm gonna go online and buy a Vanderbilt.
There's got to be a hat in the back, Simeon, if you just want to run.
I'll run to my
for
car.
Heisman.
You can wear the super Woodward sports hat.
yeah, the jumbo.
Yeah,
Giant
give me the
Woodward
big hat.
sports hat backwards.
We're like the Go-Go's right now.
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. Like, look at.
Freddie Felt 313 backwards hat. Neil is a
mean-
different type of Neil, and I'm here for it.
About to be on vacation.
It's
here soon, Sean.
vacation. Yeah, this is a pre-vacation
It's
show.
Time to
over
get
the
away,
top
yeah.
when you turn the hat
Absolutely.
backwards.
It's like a machine.
Hell yeah, we got
it's like
that.
a truck.
Yep.
Nerf, I wish Neil had a daily 4 or 6 hour show. I do not. 2 hours of Neil
6
is not,
hours?
is not enough time.
Jesus, man. I mean, I like Neil a lot, but fuck.
As somebody who had to do some of those marathons,
I wouldn't
don't
want-
care what anybody says, okay? Something happens to your brain after 3 hours.
I would not want Neil to do a 6-hour show because
Spenny, you
He'd burn
remember
out.
you remember what it was like when you did the marathon with
oh my
Easy, right?
god, it was
Okay,
awful.
Like 3 hours is the met. Anytime you go past 3 hours, something happens to your brain.
Yeah, and then
slappiness
but
wears
see,
off.
see, Sean, there's a pocket. Once you go past 3 hours, you start getting a little loopy. But then once you hit 7+ hours and you lean into 10+ hours, then you're just fucking coasting.
It's the runner's high.
Yeah.
No, really. I mean, back in the day, I used to run a lot, and something happens to your body. Like for me, it was around 8 miles, where like you get the runner's high and you feel like Superman, and you're like, wait a second, I'm not tired. What's going on? Oh, my breathing. I've never breathed like this before. And then by 9, you're a zombie.
Yep.
Like literally, somebody's gonna come out and put a bullet in your brain because they think you're a walker. You know, it's insane.
All right, let's get into this. It's a 4-down Friday on a Thursday getaway show for the holiday. You want to go in, Lions? Get it started, Spenny?
Oh yeah.
You want to start it with some football?
Let's start it with some football.
Spenny, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes, of
After
course.
the 4th of July weekend,
Okay.
can you lock in for football? Are you with me?
For
Football, just in general. You said you're not there yet.
yeah, we'll see.
You know there's a game in like 3 weeks.
I know,
Penny,
but I don't
4
care.
weeks from today, 4 weeks from today, the Lions. 4 weeks, Penny. You can do this, I believe.
Can we that week? If we're working together like that week, can we do a 1-segment breakdown of the game?
Yeah.
Spenny,
We can break down the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
Spenny, we're only like stick with me here, okay? We are legitimately right now,
Yeah.
51 days away from week 0. 51 days.
Can you get on the level?
I will drop my pants at about 11:30 that morning, and
All right.
they won't be on the rest of the day.
And these are just going to come off the top of the head here.
Okay.
So I'm just going to let them rip, and we're going to dive in. We're doing it now.
All right,
Fuck
let's
it,
go.
We'll do
Doing
it
it
live.
now.
How important is the Hall of Fame game for Hendon Hooker's future as a Detroit Lion?
I think that it's do or die. I think that when they kick that ball off in Canton, Ohio, we talk about it all the time, Sean, and you know as well as I do, the preseason dictates who makes the roster and who doesn't. It's your only shot. It's your one opportunity for NFL glory. And if you don't show out in that preseason game, Sean, it is over
That's
for
it.
you. It is. So Hendon Hooker needs to approach it as such. He needs to be breaking down the defensive schematic. They play the Chargers? Do they play?
I think Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
Okay. He needs to be in the playbook right now, looking at defensive schematical tendencies right now. Like hey, we're sitting here. I got the USA men's team, in 1776. Not for Hendon Hooker. He needs to be in the playbook, breaking it down.
Do you want me to be sincere, or do you want me to keep that bet going? What player's choice? Do you want me?
It's your
The
four-down
decision's
Friday.
made. You know it.
Yeah.
He gone.
Wait a minute,
He gone.
Sean.
Sorry. He gone.
What about the last preseason game?
The dress
what-
rehearsal?
He did truck somebody.
The dress rehearsal.
What?
The
Sean,
dress rehearsal is of the utmost importance. Let's
Well,
be
Sean,
honest.
okay. I'll play your silly little game and say, yeah, the dress rehearsal doesn't matter. I'll play your silly little game. What about putting stuff on tape?
You got to put stuff on tape. No doubt. You try telling that guy he's not fighting for a roster's job.
Okay.
It's the worst bit ever. Stop it. Drop it.
Shua, Hooker isn't making this team. Wait a minute.
You got it.
I was told he was going to start when
Who
we
said
drafted
that?
him.
Who said that?
Sua.
Sua, you're right. The decision has already been made. You know it. I know it. We all know it.
But I was told he was going to start when they drafted him, and, quote, I love the pick.
I was one of those guys. Now, did I think he'd eventually start? But I did like the pick, and shame on me. I can openly
Sean,
confess it now.
I said that I never understood it, and when they made it, I wasn't against it. I just said I hope he never plays it down here.
That is what he said.
And it's an $800,000 backup in a world where the Tom Masways of the world wanted to give Teddy Bridgewater $10 million.
Yeah,
Remember?
Yeah.
Never forget.
I remember.
I don't mind. It was at the time it was a luxury pick when the Lions couldn't afford a luxury pick. I think they're in a position where they can afford a luxury pick now. But if you catch fire with the guy, people forget how damn good he was in Tennessee. And I'm telling you right now, definitively, this is a guy that was near the top of the Heisman race.
He would have won. I
injury
feel like
happened.
he would have won the Heisman, no doubt.
Being a part of some of those conversations, I don't want to say he would have won it. I would have said he was near the top of the race.
Yeah. But that was the year that was like, right? Who won it that year?
Wait till this year.
Yeah. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Was it our text thread where somebody sent the list of like the top 30 quarterbacks?
Yeah.
And I looked at that list. I'm like, what?
What do you mean the Heisman? With Diego Pavia leading Vanderbilt, it's Heisman. Not even a dark horse. I'd say a lot.
That's your lock. You serious?
That is true. That's already been set.
I was a little surprised. I saw some of the odds for Heisman Trophy, and I didn't see Diego Pavia's name on there. I was a little surprised at that.
James, Neil with the zero-tone sarcasm right now. Neil is bringing super tone right now. Super tone. Second down.
Second down, second question of the Lions nickel package. Do you want to see any rookies getting some run in the Hall of Fame game?
All of them. Sure. Why not?
Okay. Which rookies do you want to see get run in the Hall of Fame game? Because I'd like to see Lovett out there, see what he can do in the open field.
I want to see the rookies that don't have a big part of the team this year. How's that?
Bingo.
I thought you were talking about, because Tate Ratledge is not a rookie.
Yeah, he's probably going to be a starter.
He's probably going to be a starter.
Yeah.
So I exclude that. You know what I want it to be? I want my same statement on the All-Star game for Major League Baseball. Like, I'm happy Riley Green's starting. I'm happy I'm happy they have 4 starters or whatever it's going to be. Now, with that being said, go out, get your at-bat, and then GTFO.
Yep.
Like, that's my standing. 4 Nations, All-Star games, all of it.
I'll never understand, and Neil, you know I've been fighting this fight as long as anybody else, how people can think your 2s against their 2s, your 3s against their 3s, your 4s against their 4s will show you anything. It is one of the greatest mysteries in life. And especially when the Lions weren't a good franchise, and people would throw same old Lions out there over fucking preseason games. It is mind-boggling to me. Absolutely. You might be right, okay? This might be a really bad year, okay? It is not going to be dictated on that which happens in August.
Sean, you know why. You know why. Because if you're a season ticket holder, you pay full price for the ticket for it. And Fiend.
It's mind-boggling to me. People just love to pile on. It was a funny Twitter thing. Look how bad the Lions are. And it is absolutely irrelevant. I'm sorry. There's no relevance to it at all. There isn't.
Woodward Sports chatter at DNC ENT. Hooker is going to be here. Jesus Christ. Patrick.
Somebody really thinks that?
DNC ENT does.
Are you being sincere? Like, honestly?
I think so.
Okay.
If you drop a Jesus Christ on the end of it.
Yeah, that kind of tells me you're being sincere.
Patrick.
I think Kyle Allen will disagree. That's just my opinion.
I love Patrick. Self-awareness. That's the order of the day on Big D Energy. Patrick, I'm going to die on the hill. until he officially gets cut. He has a role here, damn it. Hey, at least you're being honest about it. I'm going to die on the hill. I like it. Third down.
Third down, third question. Seriously, who are you most excited to watch in the Hall of Fame game? Because we're probably going to see Manu get some snaps. I would assume a lot of snaps. We're probably going to see Tesla get some snaps. You're probably going to see Rakestra get some snaps. Who are you most excited to watch in this first taste?
On that Thursday night, like, it can't. There's nothing on the line for. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Tesla. The only thing, here's what I don't want. I don't want Tesla to drop a pass because I don't want to deal with it on Monday.
Yeah.
For me.
That's a good point.
For me, I don't want to deal with it.
That's a good point.
I do. Here's my attack for the preseason game, for the Hall of Fame game.
Shout out.
The biggest game in franchise history.
It's true.
What's in it for me? What makes my life easier? Tesla, please don't drop a pass in that game. Please, because I don't want to hear it. We got a long run ahead of us, Sean. We have 17 pregame shows. At a minimum, Spenny, you got a long run. I can't be burning energy unnecessarily in July.
You're the one telling me to start locking in July.
Get in. The water's warm, Spenny.
Spenny, I'm not saying draw your sword
I
and
will
defend Tesla dropping a pass. Get in the vibe, bro.
I will bring film breakdowns from the Hall of Fame game if that's
All right,
what
listen,
you really want.
Spenny, I'm going to answer.
A segment?
Spenny's film room? I'll do a film breakdown of some Hall of
I
Fame.
am going to answer your question as sincerely as I can. It is merely ceremonial, okay? I want to see the Lions run on the field. I want to see the Chargers run on the field, and I want to hear dun 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 dun. That's it.
And the Lions graphics, and then I'm good.
And you know what? Then I'm going to commence drinking, and probably heavily as well. I mean, it's July 31st. I know busy time's coming, so it's going to be one of those nights. So I answered your question as sincerely as I could. You have my attention for probably 7 minutes.
Can I bring something off the table? And this is going to take us to the next break, so we're just going to combine the breaks.
Fair. Surprise.
Can I admit something to you guys? And I'm ashamed.
Trust tree.
I'm ashamed.
Trust
all right,
tree.
and I'm going to do this.
Yeah. Trust tree.
And I'm ashamed. I'm considering going. I'm considering going.
Get a load of this guy.
Can I? Quick timeout.
How much of a ticket?
As somebody who has been, I would recommend it to anybody.
I went the year Barry got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I've never been to Canton.
And it's great.
It's so let me there's an even money chance, Spenny, as you are matriculating your way into the stadium, that from Neil to me, oh look, there's Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
hey,
in a bar.
Wow, there's hey, look, Troy Aikman just walked by. Wow.
Haven't you told us before?
That's the shit that gets, and even especially when you're inside the stadium,
Yeah.
it's really, they're just all amongst you. And that's, I don't know, that's still pretty cool.
Haven't you told us before, Sean? I might be mistaken, but about Mike Ditka, buying the whole bar
That was
shop?
me when the
that was
Super
you,
Bowl
Neil.
was here, yeah.
I got you. My bad. Mixing them up. But
That's
yeah.
fucking sweet.
Bought the whole bar of drink, man. It was awesome.
Listen, I hate the Bears as much as the next guy. You can't hate Ditka. It's like impossible to hate Ditka.
It's like hating John Daly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
You can't do it. Weezy D313, y'all got me doing the music. Hey,
That's all I want. And I'll text you guys right afterwards and go, I'm checking out now. I'll leave it on. But to say that I'm going to be paying attention, are the Tigers playing that day?
Probably.
I can look it up.
That's trade
Yeah.
deadline day too. We'll be celebrating.
I'll
jeez,
whatever we
I'll
get.
have
It's what?
two different.
MLB trade deadline day is that
Oh,
day.
shit. Well, we have to talk about the Hall of Fame game for the first half of the show. So.
The whole show.
You know what's
Even
better
if the
than
Tigers get Acuna.
You know what's the best NFL theme song? Bum bum bum. Ba-na-na-na, bum bum bum. Ba-na-na-na-na, bum bum bum.
I
Dude,
thought you were going to say the Amazon Thursday night theme.
No.
It's low key good.
It's
though.
good.
It is good.
It's good.
There's not a bad.
There's not a
football
bad
theme
one.
song.
No.
Dun, 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 dun. Like there's something about that song and watching the SEC. It's like my pants fell off. I don't know
Yes.
what happened. They
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of fell off.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Tigers are not playing that day, by the way.
They're not good.
So I'll have it on. Do you know what? It's almost like, when the combine happens, I just have my TV on.
Yeah.
And if something catches my
Turn
eye,
his TV off.
I'll
Turn his
watch
TV
it.
off.
But more often than not, it's just on and I'm not really paying attention. That's kind of the Hall of Fame vibe for me.
Oh,
That's fair.
what about this bit from Sean Hart? I want him to drop one early and get it out of the way. He'll get it out of the way. I love that.
Hey, it worked for
bad
Jamar
logic.
Chase.
Oh, what's that?
It worked for Jamar Chase.
It did.
I remember some person on this network whose name rhymes with Schmadam Shmei Shmoon said that
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Said that Penei Sewell was a bust after his first preseason game at left tackle.
I love it.
Love you, brother.
People are big on Rakestraw, by the way, in the chat.
He was forcing his way into the starting lineup last year in camp.
Simeon, give us the Missouri breakdown.
That's fair, dude. Wow, yeah.
Man,
He's a dog.
Missouri football is so on brand. You forget it's there.
Can you do a Michael Sam breakdown?
I'm kind of confused. Why would Mr. C give us a Missouri football breakdown?
He loves Vanderbilt.
He's
right.
Mr. Commodore over there.
Is it? Missouri football is literally
There.
the
It's just
mayonnaise
there.
in your refrigerator.
Danny G in the Woodward Sports Chat. Oh, we got the gears turning on a Thursday. He says, "Is this Broderick Martin's season? I'm buying in again. We're
also-
fucking back, baby. Let's go."
Also here, WeezyD313, Manu film.
Manu film? I'll break down some Manu film for sure.
See
how that-
you see it in his face?
See how the push
We're
legs
getting him.
looking?
You're back.
See how the push
You
legs
are
looking?
back.
I want to see
Ooh, this
those
one's a
arms
fighter.
popping. Just right between the chest, quick pops. Oh, dude. I'm in.
Do you hear Leonard Skinner's
You got
playing
me.
in the
You
back
got
of your
me.
head?
Yeah.
Freebird is rolling right now. You are so back.
Oh shit, buddy, we got a 255-pounder. Just reel them in. We're back for football season. Hall of Fame games this month, baby. Let's fucking go.
weekend.
Oh, dude. 4th of July, football. We're fucking back.
Hot dogs on the grill. Give him the eagle.
Oh man, I'm ready. This is all I needed. This is all I needed. I was wishy-washy, but now we're talking Rakestraw, we're talking Manu, we're talking Sion Vaki running back snaps. Let's fucking go. Oh man, America, 4th of July, Hall of Fame game football.
Sean, get the net.
Come on, I'm feeling
You are
good.
so in. You are so in.
That's all it took.
Give
It's
me a
all it
photo
took.
with my cats. Let me lay Spenny out this way.
That's all it took.
Spenny's flopping in your arms.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's all it took.
Need
We
a
have
wench,
to catch and
Neil,
release.
for that
All right,
ball.
it's a good one, but we got to throw him back in.
All right, well, you know what's more American than just as American as football
Black
and the
Rock.
4th of July. It's a nice, hearty steak. And you can get that from Black Rock, baby. Woodward Sports is turning up the
Look
heat
at
with
that
our
pig.
new sizzling partner, Black Rock Bar and Grill, where you can get steak on a stone served on a 755-degree volcanic rock. It's more than meat. It's an experience. Enjoy lunch starting at $8.99, rocking hours from 3 to 6 p.m., and daily specials. Come hungry and rock your steak only at Black Rock Bar and Grill. Stay tuned, a summer giveaway is coming that actually rocks. Visit blackrock.com and you can drive yourself, your family, your girl, whoever to Black Rock in a car from Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer with 5 locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing. You see they got multiple different deals on the screen right there. Make sure you go check them out. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Tired of losing out on the car of your dreams? Bad credit? No credit? At the Feldman Chevrolet Freedom Sale, we say yes. Over 5,000 new Chevys to choose from, all priced to move with our best deals of the year. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $149 a month. or this 2026 Equinox for only $209 a month. When other dealers say no, Feldman Chevrolet says yes. Don't miss the Freedom Sale, going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! The boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
At Gold Crown, concentrates are their bread and butter crafting elite collab extracts since their caregiver days. The caregiver days, folks. They've been in the league for a while. Gold Crown partners with craft growers across Michigan to bring you exclusive full spectrum concentrates. Full spectrum like myself. Infused pre-rolls and live resin infused gummies. Their new line, Crown Jewels, is here. Gelatin free, effect based, coated in nerds for that extra pop. Find Gold Crown in over 300 dispensaries statewide. Smoke like royalty. All rise for the reign of royal highs only at Gold Crown. And let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Stop in, sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. You can get a hot leather neck shave, scalp massage, hot towel treatment, all of that wrapped into one in the King's treatment. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. It's wicked awesome.
All right, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Sean Belesian.
I got all the theme songs in my head. I keep playing them over and all in my head. Seriously.
That's all it took.
Chase.
Pick the best one. Go. What's the best one? Seriously.
Bum, bum, bum.
The ABC Monday Night Football.
The original.
Yes.
The original.
When the helmets dropped on the turf.
The chills. I'll say I love the SEC song on CBS. I do. I really like that one.
You know the one that I really liked was the ESPN College Football rejoin. Not the game day thing or anything like that. It was when they had the drums going.
Yes.
Yes. That one was the
That's
best
a
one.
great one.
Yes. I would have that as a ringtone on my phone. I used to. About 15 years ago.
We're so close.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Neil has Bryce Underwood taking the lead in the September Heisman voting. I'll have to go to the resident Heisman voter here. Sean, I know you're not allowed to talk about where you have people ranked, but the season has not started. What's the chatter like? Has he already won the September Heisman?
The September Heisman is still one of my, like, do you remember who patient zero was for September Heisman?
Tate Forcier?
Denard.
No, even before then. No.
Was it Tate Forcier?
You got it.
Tate
Oh, yeah.
Forcier. That's
Forces of nature.
Oh yeah.
That was literally that was patient zero for the and I was just new to voting for the Heisman, and of course that fan base was furious at me because they convinced themselves that I would never vote for Tate Forcier in September. They were furious. Neil, you could go back and look at it. People were just going, "You're such a Michigan hater. There's no way you." And I'm going, dude, it's the second week of September.
They played Miami of Ohio.
Like, knock it off. And then once he had the Notre Dame game, remember the glorious Notre Dame game? Then it went off the hook. Bryce is a guy to keep an eye on. All jokes aside, I think I saw 28-1 were those odds. I think that's more of Vegas trying to suck in some of the slappies.
Yeah.
But I will say it again, he's a freshman. I think what he is in the first 2 months of the year and what he will be in the last 2 months of the year are two entirely different things. I like the kid a lot. I cannot stress that enough. I really do.
And you've called games before.
I've seen the last 2 years I've called his games.
That's important to get out there, Sean.
It's kind of funny because I know, like, one of the clips that they showed, I started laughing when he did something that was, like, defied description, and it kind of went viral. And, people were going, oh, the dude that called it was laughing. Because it was one of those laughable moments. Like, come on, you're a freak. But I can't imagine a world, and I'm not being funny when I say this, all right? I can't imagine a world where some of the old voters put that guy on a pedestal. Sure. I can't. And I know Johnny Manziel exists, and that is one of my most jaw-dropping votes ever to be a part of that, because the old guard that vote for this, I mean, you look up Cantankerous Old Man, and that's the old guard that
Baseball
votes for the
Writers
Heisman
of
Trophy.
America.
Sean,
really, it is. No, that's a great one.
Sean, I can't see a world where Jeremiah Smith doesn't win the Heisman this year. I'm not even. I think he's going to be like.
Well, especially with the quarterback.
Me and Justin are literally riding Jeremiah Smith touchdown every single week all season.
Can I give you one counter? And this checks the boxes for the old dudes that vote for this award, okay? And I'm going to tell you point blank, I'm still one of the younger guys. That tells you something.
Woof.
Like, yeah, no, I agree. Arch Manning, by far, is the favorite right now. And what I take into consideration is he checks all the boxes. Texas, okay?
What?
No, I know. Yeah. Tell me about it.
Family name.
Legacy.
Yeah.
He checks all the. If their season is 3/4 as good as people project, Arch Manning by far is the favorite. Who's a better player?
Season.
Who's it? All day, Jeremiah. All day.
He's
I'm
so
just
good.
telling you, I've studied how these guys vote. I really have.
Why would you do that?
I've studied how these guys vote. Arch Manning by far is the favorite right now. He checks all the boxes.
Man, you watch games and take it serious and stuff like that? Weird.
Tim Tebow got absolutely robbed. And I was in a conversation with human beings that part of their reason why they didn't vote for Tim Tebow, I think I've told you this. Part of the reason they didn't vote for Tim Tebow the second time was because of Archie Griffin. Now, if you want to make sense of that, you go right ahead.
That's my point.
Yeah. And your point is incredibly
That's my point.
valid.
Out of everyone.
Your point is incredibly.
Don't get me started on this.
35 years later, I almost said something really bad. I had human beings having a debate with me. I can't vote for Tim Tebow. Why? He's the best player in college football. Archie Griffin. Oh. Well, how can I argue with that? And that was it.
All right, NFL 4 down. Let's get into it. Soccer Night in Detroit. Neil and Sean with the backwards caps. It's legendary.
It's backwards energy all around the stadium here.
It is.
Again, I can't wear snapbacks because my head's too big. That regular snapbacks don't fit. So I got to wear the backwards fitted like I'm Fred Durst. But first question of the... Oh, let me pull it up. I didn't send them to myself in Slack like an idiot today. First question of the NFL nickel package or the NFL 4 down Friday. Blah, 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 blah. Here
On
it is.
Thursday.
Okay, it's July. NFC Central. Will Ben Johnson work in Chicago? Call it right now.
Yeah, it's time. It's time to start laying this stuff down. I think so. He's good, Sean.
Can we define work? What is work?
Get extended.
Yeah,
Yes.
get a second contract.
Yes.
I agree, and here's the deal, Sean. I do believe that he is good enough to lift up Caleb Williams, to make him serviceable.
Raise me up so
But when they do
I
it,
can
just
walk
remember
with
this.
Harvey.
Remember this, everybody. It's because of Ben Johnson, not because of Caleb Williams. But and look, are we far enough away now we can put down the swords and say,
No, fuck
he's,
that loser.
He's really a great offensive mind.
Well, yeah, I can say that. He's
Okay.
still a fucking dork.
I think what you're seeing too with some of the moves that the Bears made is the NFL is a copycat league, and he's trying to copycat the Detroit Lions, and that's a good model to copycat.
Yeah. No, I do, and I think
I don't think they have the talent yet. I know Bear fans, every year the Bears are going to the Super Bowl. You know that, set your watch to it.
It's
not
3 years
yet.
in a row off-season champs.
I think they're gonna struggle again mightily this year. But are they? All right, Neil. You know what? Could they be the 2024 Minnesota Vikings, albeit not with a 14-3 record, but the solid number 2 in the division within a couple of years? I say yes.
Yeah, and
yes.
given where they have been and where they've come from, and as somebody said, he will last as long as Eberflus.
I think he's going to last longer than
I think he'll last longer.
He's a good football mind.
Yeah.
And I think there's better
He's a little
personnel there
bitch,
too. And I'm not making any excuses for a guy in Matt Eberflus, but I think there's better pieces there now, and they have a general idea of what they want to be. I've said this before, and I know you're not as hot on it as I am. I think KOC's a heck of a coach.
He's very good.
I just don't think that they have across the board talent that fan base thinks they do.
And their problem right now is they don't know who's going to be left tackle.
You got it.
Or starting quarterback.
They don't
And I'm
know.
sorry, they have a freshman quarterback.
Yeah. I'm talking about the Bears. They don't know who's going to be the left tackle right
yeah.
now. And then, obviously, with the Vikings, more on them in a minute.
Yeah, speaking of the Vikings, will J.J. McCarthy work in Minnesota, i.e. get extended? I think that's what by work, it means you're getting a big contract.
It's like art, man. You know it when you see
know
it.
it when you see it. Yep.
Which goes totally against the granular society, checklist society we live in.
Can
but
I
don't
throw
care.
something in a Matthew Stafford Detroit Lions way? I think he'll be good. I don't think he'll be good enough to put the Vikings over the top.
So you said Matthew Stafford, Detroit Lions way, which is some may say Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins, or Case Keenum Vikings way. Much like his predecessors before him.
Yeah. I like
Losers!
JJ.
Vikings are losers!
I really do think that for some people, and Spenny, I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts here. I think for some people, they let their fandom, a.k.a. Michigan State fans or Ohio State fans, kind of cloud what J.J. McCarthy is. I watched J.J. McCarthy against Michigan State multiple times throw dimes on the run.
Yes.
Those are NFL throws.
Absolutely.
He is an NFL quarterback. Anybody who tells me otherwise, we're not watching the same game.
I've always liked J.J. McCarthy as a prospect. I think it was like the first throw I saw him make for Michigan when he went in that Ohio State game when they were getting blown out. And he was rolling to his left on the run and threw one 50 yards down the field in a bucket. I was like, all right, dude, that's an NFL arm.
That rollout to his right, throwing that dime on the sideline 20 yards downfield that's an NFL
throw for sure.
My thing is, and they're talking about it like in The Athletic, like writers that cover the Vikings, the second level throws, the over underneath throws, he's struggling with. And Sean, if you can't do that in this league, you're dead.
I'm not going to argue with that.
You're dead. Where do all the turnovers happen?
I agree.
That's where all the turnovers happen, man. If you can't do that, and I'm not saying he can't.
I think that KOC is smart enough, and we saw this with Sam Darnold last year, to put his quarterback in positions of comfortability and not ask him to do things that he's not strong at.
Yes.
And because of that, I think he'll get
at
a
some
second
point,
contract.
though, in this league, you got to do it.
Oh,
at
I
some
think you
point.
do, but I think KOC showed that with Sam. Sam Darnold was washed, man.
You made him an MVP contender.
I still can't believe what I saw out of that guy last year. It's amazing to me, and I spit shine KOC for that all day.
Hell
I really
yeah.
do.
Woodward Sports Chat, Steve DeYoung. Neil, I have 2 sealed bottles of whiskey in my basement. One marked Lions Super Bowl win, and the other Ben Johnson fired by Chicago. The plan is to open both of these within the next 3
That's
years.
great.
Fuck
That's
yeah,
Steve,
dude.
That's great.
That's money.
Dante 151 in the Super Chat. NFL on Fox is my favorite song to hear when it comes on for the first time of the season. Also, you don't see Osama Ben Johnson have his own section in a Madden video game like Dan Campbell.
That's true.
So that is
My daughter loves the NFL song, by the way. Like the Fox song.
Oh, yeah.
Like my daughter, who could not care less. She does it all the time. Oh, soon.
Next
oh,
up.
man, that's getting me a little juiced. I'm not gonna lie. Like these songs are getting. I'm like quarter chub right now. We're feeling good. All right. So question number 3: Are Green Bay's cornerbacks good enough to stop the likes of Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson, and Jordan Addison if he actually records 1 yard in a game, unlike the Vikings' biggest game of the year last year?
Damn, that's aggressive, Spenny.
Yeah, I know, right?
What's with your hate for
I
Minnesota?
say it all the time. Jordan Addison in the biggest game of the year,
0 yards.
0 yards. That is what I'm known for saying.
One of their
Become your bit.
Yeah, it has
one
become
of
my
their,
bit.
and I say that as a their. You know, one of their things that I hear that Coochie Coo fan base say all the time is Jordan Addison's a better number 2 receiver than any other team in the league.
I know.
That's one of the things they say.
That's just ridiculous.
Repeatedly.
Like when you talk about delusional fan bases, okay? Like if the Minnesota Vikings haven't skyrocketed up your personal list, you're out your mind.
If Roma Dunze is like actually good next year, Jordan Addison might be the 3rd best wide receiver 2 in the division.
Right.
Like,
It's true.
he's
I'm
not
gonna-
better than J-Mo right now.
I'm going to answer your question with more of a statement. I'm going to say yes, that is a legitimate concern, but everything starts with their quarterback. This is a huge year for Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Huge year. And as I've said 1,000 times, Green Bay Packer fans that I know that better than anybody. People that I trust, people that aren't thinking with emotion. You know, you're always going to get the slapdack fans out there that are going to say, oh, he's all that. This is a huge year for Jordan Love. It
Yep.
really is.
Next down.
Next down. Next question. Okay. Across the league, the Steelers traded for Jalen Ramsey. That doesn't seem like a very Steelers of Pittsburgh, does it?
Sean, it's weird. Isn't it weird? Doesn't it feel weird? I think here's how I see this playing out, I think. If it goes south, which there is certainly a chance it can.
Oh, yeah.
The ingredients are there for
They
it to
are.
go south. I think you might see them do a full-on house clean. Tomlin, obviously Rodgers will be gone, like all of it. Because if your ownership and you want to put it on the table, it just the Jalen Ramsey thing is so out of character for the Steelers. And they bumped him $1.5 million. They're paying him like $26 million this year.
And that, it's funny, Neil, I think there's validity to what you said because when you start to do things that doesn't fit your DNA, do you know what that tells me? That tells me you're a little concerned. That this incredible run that you've had, you've got to get creative about it, right? So that's what I'm a little concerned about from that vantage point. Because I'm in the fan club. I tip of the cap to what the Steelers have been able to do for so many years. I mean, really, I mean that. But eventually, it's like the NHL. The cap is eventually going to get you. You can screw around for a long time. The Detroit Red Wings screwed around for a long time. The Boston Bruins screwed around for a long time. Eventually, you're going to have to look the devil in the eye and say it's time to sell. It's time to rip this down, and it's time to rebuild. And for all the people out there that scream about rebuild, I think the Detroit Red Wings are evidence of it's a great idea, as the Detroit Pistons were for many years. It's a great idea. The idea is sound. The follow-through is difficult.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Where was it? I just had Sean Waldron. Tomlin was extended last season. Yeah, but it was like what through 27.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like some mega.
No.
He's Mike Tomlin. Like you're going to.
Yeah. You're going to make
give
it
him
work.
some runway.
Yes.
You know. So again, if this goes bad, and you brought in Rodgers and Jalen Ramsey and all of this, it could get ugly, man.
Yeah.
It could get very ugly. We got one more.
We do have a 5th down here, illegal, but easy. Fuck off, you narc. In the chat, what are you, cop, dude? Fuck off. All right, 5th question of the 4 Down Friday, illegal. I just saw this about the Saints and had to put it in there. The quarterback battle is between 2025 second rounder Tyler So and 2024 5th rounder Spencer Rattler. This is their quarterback room, and the Saints have $83 million in dead cap. Once and for all, is the cap real?
That's a deep question by you, Spenny.
It's very analytical and
very on brand for you.
You know, I do what I can.
No, but Sean, again, I came across that, or Spenny came across that, and he wanted to remind the people of their situation. Here's the deal, everybody. Dead money this year. Marshawn Lattimore, $32 million. Derek Carr, $19 million. Michael Thomas, remember him? $9.2 million in dead cap. America's quarterback, $7.5 million of dead cap. Remember Jamal Williams? Remember him?
Shout out.
$2.3 million in dead cap on the Saints.
I
cap.
was told David Montgomery is not nearly as good as Jamal Williams. That's what I was told.
They're done forever.
How could we let a guy like that go?
Couldn't believe it, Sean.
Really?
Sean, do you know that the day the Lions signed David Montgomery over Jamal Williams, I was so excited. I drove to the studio, or I didn't drive to the studio. I was driven to the studio at midnight from the bar to make a video and post it about. I was the only one. I had the cleaning lady let me in. I did my video, went back to the bar, posted it. Yeah, so I was so excited when we signed David Montgomery. The video, I was off the Drippas at Coonan, which are like the 14% ones, so you could see like the glaze in my eyes in the video. Like, David Montgomery is a Detroit Lion. It was great.
But anyway, Sean, cap's not real New Orleans Saints.
No, it's not. I mean, they're in hell forever. You know it. I know it. It's just that's the way it is.
They are $20 million over the cap next year, and their highest paid player next year is Chase Young, taking up almost $21 million of cap space.
Can I take it back to hockey for just a second,
Yes.
just to kind of hammer this?
We have some things on hockey later on.
But do you guys realize that you can go $10 million over the cap this summer? You understand that, right? Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you only have to be compliant.
Yeah. Once September hits, you have to figure everything out. And you have to. But you know, when I hear people say, "Well, we have whatever 17 million left," no, legitimately, you have 27 million left, and at that point in time, you have to figure things out in September. Now, it would be in your best interest to not go too far over, but that's something. Let's wait until September. And that's a reality of it. So the cap is still one of the most misunderstood things in all of sports. It is amazing to me.
Taysom Hill this year for them, $18 million cap hit.
Well,
he's 35.
He is a weapon.
He's 35 and a tight end.
Yeah, but he also plays quarterback and receiver.
Whoa, he's a weapon.
Yeah.
He's established.
Their second highest paid player, Alvin Kamara, makes $10 million this year. And those are the only two double-digit million players they have.
Jesus.
But the cap's not real.
It's not real.
Talk to me more about the Michael Thomas deal. Remember, everyone was like, "Oh, you got to sign that guy." Well, there you go.
Michael Thomas is a turd.
Yes. So there you have it. All right, talk about Loom.
Loom. Let me tell you about Loom Cannabis. It is perfect for the summer, especially their buzzin' long drinks. 7.5 milligrams THC in a can. Whether you're on the golf course, at the beach, sitting by the bonfire, wherever you are, you should have a buzzin' drink in your hand. You can find a location or place your order online at loom.com, and make sure you use promo code WSN30 to get 30% off of your order. Yes, 30% off of your order. It's Loom Cannabis.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Second Best Bar in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Van Johnson.
Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. They got deals for everybody. You can get a 2025 Envision Preferred all-wheel drive, $259 per month. 2025 Sierra Hummer EV SUV, $699 per month. Or a 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation, $169 per month. Get to Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC today and let my guy Goran get you in the car you want. Les Stanford together. Let's ride.
All right, back at it. Big D Energy, 4 Down Friday. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, Chase, intern Simeon, Spencer Raxer, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat, on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe, click the like button since you're here. Jump in to there. Kind of a laid-back day. We're just chopping it up, dude, doing the 4 downs, having some bourbon. Shout out Barchez, by the way.
Shout out Barchez.
Rob Cottingham pulled up last week,
out.
brought us some more. Shout out to my guy, Rob. Go to their tasting room.
Their tequila is fire, too. If you're not a bourbon person, but you like tequila, they have really good tequila. They've got Anejo, they got Reposado, and they have the Blanco.
They got the family represented.
Yep.
I'm more Blanco myself.
I'm a Blanco
guy,
too. If I'm not Blanco, I'd go Anejo.
Yeah.
Tequila's like one of those things, like you guys have talked about it. You haven't graduated to like the fine rye yet and everything. Tequila's one of those things I had to graduate to. I'm a big fan of tequila now.
I love tequila.
Back in the day, no, sir.
Yeah.
It makes me do crazy things. Now,
that's why I like it.
no, really. So now it's like, I'm not going anywhere. I can, my kids are used to me dropping my pants around my ankles over sports, so it's no big deal, right?
Woodward Sports chat, easy. I think their cap situation is overblown and their real issue is quarterback. Easy. When you have $83 million not in play, it is not overblown. It's a problem. Is that fair?
Maybe part of the reason the quarterback issue exists is because of the $83 million as well. Just a thought.
You could get a hell of a quarterback for that amount of money.
Right.
Instead, you're paying Michael Thomas. All right. College football. Simeon, are you ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
Okay, this is where Simeon steps in. He goes to Missouri. He's an intern. Every time we start talking about some big football story, we all forget, but he pipes up, Mizzou guy. Ennis Rakestraw.
Mizzou guy. He is a Mizzou guy.
Yep. So
under the radar.
Under the radar. All right, let's go.
And will forever be under the radar.
Did you check your box?
It's checked. Get
Good.
ready. You brought this onto the table for
That's
us,
right.
actually.
All right, college football, 4 Down Friday. What do you got?
Sean brought this onto the table for us. We got the quarterback ratings for EA Sports College Football. The leaders in the clubhouse, Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier, and Drew Aller, all 92 overall. You surprised by those three being at top? Anyone you thought you'd be above them?
I love that kid.
Is this finally
That's so
Drew
good how you
Aller's
did
here?
it, too. You did it. You asked it so swarmily. That's so good. Now, I was told, trademark Neil Rule, I was told
Such a great line.
that he was the best quarterback in the SEC.
It's odd that he's not on the list.
That's really strange.
It's odd. I'll say it's odd that Diego Pavia is not on the list. It's odd. It goes against what we were told.
But guys, I think they're doing us a favor here. That'll push his draft stock just down low enough so the Lions can get him in the at 32.
exactly right.
And as Goff rides out.
Yeah.
Don't you tease me like
And
that.
then Pavia.
Don't you tease me like that.
The season of the Pavia.
It must be the season, Pavia.
Pavia.
It must be the season, Pavia.
Pavia.
Hey,
Such a great song.
fantastic
Gosh.
song.
DNC-NT, the Broncos were fine with $80 million in dead cap.
That's true. But they cashed in on Bo Nix being a stud. If Tyler Slow is Bo Nix, then
they'll be fine.
New Orleans will be pretty good.
Yep. I love how you take the exception and make. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Second down. Second down, Simeon.
Elsewhere on the list, the only other two Big Ten guys, Luke Altmaier at Illinois, 89 overall, Nico Iamaleava, 88 overall at UCLA, and another Big Ten tie, Sam Levitt, 91 overall, second highest in the game.
Shout
for
out Sam
quarterbacks.
Levitt.
Yeah.
Sean, it's a bad quarterback year. And Sean, it seems like it's going to continue to be a bad quarterback year every year. Why?
Sean, Sam Levitt or Aiden Childs right now? Who are you taking?
Sam Levitt.
Yeah, I know. It's
My
not
gosh.
even close.
How could
Damn.
anybody? No, how could anybody say otherwise?
It's not
I'm
even
not
close.
even being funny.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I'm not. I'm going to say it again, Spenny. I'm not giving up on the kid.
No,
I'm
no.
not.
But
I'm
Sam
not.
Levitt has shown us that he is a good quarterback in college football.
Thank you. Neil, here's the crazy thing. We always sit back and say, well, some quarterback will unveil himself, right? During the course of the season, somebody will step up. And this year I asked myself, will they? Like, I'm not being funny.
Yeah.
Will they? I don't know the answer to that right now.
Bless you.
Nico. I forgot he's in the Big Ten now.
Jesus, so did I.
I never even thought
Easily
about that until
forgettable,
you just
yeah.
brought it up.
Yeah.
He'll be at Spartan Stadium in the fall, no?
UCLA.
Think they play him there? Yeah.
UCLA is the Missouri of the Big Ten. You forget they're there.
Forget. I mean, they just got here.
That is
Isn't
fair.
it unbelievable? And I say again, like, people don't. UCLA was just a mega power not that long ago.
Josh Rosen.
People forget that shit. I'm talking when we were kids.
Yeah.
They were a mega power, man. They really were. And I told you I want to write a series of books one day.
Danny Farmer.
When I am in my older years, sitting at a desk sipping whiskey
Skip
every day,
Hicks.
I want to write a series of college football books called What Happened to. What happened to UCLA? What happened to Colorado?
Where were you?
What happened? You could do so many books. What happened to Tennessee? Like, these power. Washington. Do you remember Don James in Washington when we were kids, Neil? Like national championship shit, right?
Patrick in the chat. 10 Mountain West quarterbacks running through Neil's mind right now. I haven't begun that. I'll get my Phil Steele book in short order. I will, and then I'll
Lindy's
get
and
it.
Phil Steele. I get 2. That's it. Like,
I-
seriously.
I'm a Phil Steele exclusive household. Shout out Phil.
I've known Phil for many
Yes, you
years,
have.
and
You got me turned on to him back in the day.
yeah, he's. I still think you know who does a really good job on that Pick Six guy,
Yeah.
Matt from Pick Six.
Yeah.
Really enjoy his work. But Neil, it's funny. I don't buy magazines anymore. I make the exception with the college football. There is no better throne reading when you're sitting in an air-conditioned bathroom at home reading a college football preview. There's no better reading.
I may have to scoop it up tonight. I have a flight tomorrow.
Barnes
I
and
think
Noble.
I will. Yeah,
Barnes and
Noble. Yeah, there's one.
and
All right,
Noble.
sorry. Third down.
Third down, they also released the top 10 offensive and defensive players overall. Ohio State has number 1 on both. Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs. Is this an unfair 1-2? Like, just unstoppable.
I'm not mad at it. I mean,
It sounds like they won't be Auburn.
Oh boy.
that's
Oh boy. Where's KG?
yeah.
I'm looking all around for. Where's KG hiding?
So,
around here
so you do
someplace?
think Ohio State will be 7-5?
I think Ohio State could go back to back.
So they won't be Auburn?
Probably not.
I think Ohio State is the favorite in the Big Ten, and I know a lot of Michigan fans get mad at me for saying that. We'll see what happens at the end of the year because I think Michigan will be a playoff team and will be a work in progress. I'm still going Georgia. I think Kirby's got way too much down there to just dismiss. But to the people that are desirous of Ohio State taking a step back, you have years and years and years and years of incredible recruiting, and now you have those nutballs who don't have anything in their life that are throwing millions and millions and millions
That's
in
the
massive
thing.
kids.
If anything, Ohio State has cemented by doing this in this era.
You got it.
It's just what you said right there.
That's what it is.
Those animals down there are fully locked in
Yep.
now, and there's no one to project anger on anymore.
I will say this until the day I die. You do not understand passion. You do not understand fervor like Ohio State. You don't. There's nothing that compares to it. And I know Michigan fans are unbelievable. I know that. Tip of the cap. Ohio State is a different bird. There are human beings that would Spenny's my kid, right? Spencer's my son right now.
Hi, Dad.
Spenny, I just want you to know you're not getting dick in my will. I'm giving it to Ohio State.
What the fuck?
And then you know what Spenny, as my kid would say? That's a good decision, Dad. We love our Buckeyes. You wouldn't even give a shit.
That's a good decision, Dad.
They're
We
built
love our
different, dude.
Buckeyes.
They are. They're built different. I'm sorry. No, people around here don't understand it.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Suar, are we going to talk about the Tigers that made the All-Star team? Suar, you can subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast.
Yep.
iTunes, Spotify, all that. We tackled that at the very opening of the show.
We'll probably hit it again, too.
We probably will. Next down.
Last down, further down on that top 10 offensive players list is the best rated tight end in the country, paired up with the number 17 rated quarterback in the country. It's our guy, Diego Pavia. Sixth best in the SEC, 88 overall. And he's got the best tight end in the country. Are we sleeping on Vanderbilt as national title contenders? Probably the best offense in the country.
Like, I will give you money before I leave here today, okay? You just made me very happy.
Are we sleeping on Vanderbilt as national title?
You know as well as I do. Take the under on their win total.
Okay, Sean.
I saw 5.5, and I would bury the under.
It is 5.5. It is 5.5.
Okay,
Yes.
I would bury the
Sean,
under.
can you humor me?
Yeah.
You do a lot of things for a lot of people. We do a lot of things for a lot of people. Can you do this for me?
Yes.
Can we game by game it one more time, Vanderbilt?
All right.
You want me to pull it up for you right now?
I have it right now.
Oh, you got
I'm
it?
locked and loaded. Season opening home game against Charleston Southern
1-0.
at Virginia Tech.
1-1.
No, Virginia Tech.
I think Virginia Tech's going to get revenge for what happened last week. Remember that crazy game last week, high noon?
They won't win. Season opener, night game, enter Sandman. They're not winning the game.
I'm
agree.
taking
No
Virginia.
way.
You know what?
I'm taking Virginia Tech, too.
The whole Virginia Tech
Blacksburg
inner
special.
Sandman thing, let me know when they win one of those games. Because every time I turn it on, everyone's going crazy.
They're down
That's
20
usually
points.
for
And
that was
they're down 14 nothing
that
in
was
5
for
minutes.
that was for prime
Beamer's
Clemson though.
Face,
This is Vandy.
like, honestly, they lost a lot of the clout once Beamer and his face left.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I'm still going to take Blacksburg at home on a Saturday
Okay,
night. I got
fair,
Tech.
fair.
Tech.
At South Carolina.
Loss.
I'm not even.
Do you hear this, Commodore Nation? Home against Georgia State.
Win.
2-2.
Home against Utah State.
Win.
3-2.
Here we go.
There you go.
At Alabama.
Loss.
Home against LSU.
Loss.
Missouri rolling into
You
town.
better be careful.
But it's
I'm going Commodores.
but it's October, Missouri, not November, Missouri.
I'm still going Commodores. 4-4.
Okay.
Vanderbilt will beat Missouri.
I got
At-
4-4.
At Texas.
Loss.
Home against Auburn.
Loss.
Home against Kentucky.
Loss.
I'm going to give them a win. How's that?
Okay. 5.
At Tennessee.
Loss.
5-7.
Okay, so they are at Virginia Tech, at South Carolina, at Alabama, at Texas, and at Tennessee.
And I think I'm being very nice to Kentucky, to be honest with you. I
Look
do.
at the look, Brady,
Spenny,
the
I'm with
Michigan
you.
fan.
Spenny, I'm with you. I'm burying the under.
Yeah.
And you think I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, all right? So
Justin?
you Commodore fans are going to obsess over this. Know that I'm putting money on this just for you. I'm taking the under 5.5. I am. And I'm not sharing any of my winnings with you. You won't get a penny. I'll mock you later in the year, but you aren't getting any of my money.
So Vanderbilt, Sean, as we just said, at Virginia Tech, at South Carolina, at Alabama, at Texas, at Tennessee. Michigan's road games. Let me try and find one. At Oklahoma, at Nebraska, at USC, at Michigan State, at Northwestern, at Maryland.
They're going back to the playoff. We discussed this. Like you just set your watch to it. They're going back. And you know what? I'm serious when I say this. Spenny, I'm not being swarmy, okay? I'm not being the swarmy Spartan fan.
Yes.
Tip of the cap for them for making that schedule.
Oh, for sure.
That's college football today.
Do the same thing.
Why the hell would I
No,
put it?
Sean,
if
you're exactly
anything, they
right.
should have gotten fraudulent Oklahoma off their schedule.
Right.
They're still going to beat them, but they should have gotten fraudulent Oklahoma off their schedule.
Sean, make no mistake. Like, I know people hear what they want to hear. Props to you. Why would you do Vanderbilt's road schedule other than you're playing the SEC, so
I'm
you
with
have
you.
to go to those places?
I'm with you. No, Michigan's going back to the playoffs. Set your watch to it. Last year, you all got lathered up and you became slapdicks. We know how that worked out. This year, no, you're going back to the playoff. You know how
Fair.
good you are by the end of the year will be dictated in how much your quarterback, who I'm very fond of, develops over the course of the season. They could be dangerous come playoff time. I'm not saying win a natty dangerous. I'm not at all, okay? How about Penn State 2024 dangerous? Where you might bite a couple people in the playoff. You might bite a team or two in the playoff. We all laughed at James Franklin, but I think Michigan could do something like that. Yeah. Seriously.
DNC ENTV Text won 9 straight home openers. Against who?
Hey,
not Vanderbilt, that's for sure.
Not Vandy.
Not Diego Pavia.
I had a heck of a lot of respect for Frank Beamer. Walking into that place and turning them what he turned them into. And then, like so many of those guys, then you kind of fall back to what your true level is.
Your spot.
Yeah,
hey, props to him, man. Mike Vick was electric.
They were an 8-4, 9-3 team that every now and again they were going to pop off with a nice win. But listen, you got Bama last year, Vandy. That I'm going to say it again. The word that drives you nuts. That was cute, but you are not taking a step up. Not in the SEC. Sorry.
All right, Spenny, let's combine the breaks. Here's the goal.
Okay.
I want to do the sports media and I want to do the Red Wings combined.
All right.
And get that done by the 38. Go to the break. Then I want to do the Tigers. We have a Tigers one, right?
Yeah, we do.
I want to do that one. And then 12:50, I want to do the Spencer Raxter 4th of July.
All right. You're making a lot of gambles here. Maybe you should tell them about Caesars.
If you think we're going to, hit the over on that, scan the QR code on the screen. Use promo code Woodward 1000. Now, here's why it'll work. Because we won't. And when you make your first deposit, when you open up a Caesars Sportsbook account and you use a promo code Woodward 1000, when you make your first bet using that promo code Woodward 1000, if you lose, you get it back as a free bonus bet into your account. So we're not going to make it through all these, but you can bet on it if you want to be fun, to have a good time. But with Caesars Sportsbook, if you could make that bet, you would get it back as a free bonus bet when you use the promo code Woodward 1000 when you fund your first deposit on Caesars Sports. Caesars got all the markets. They don't have Big D Energy Show markets, forgive them, but they have pretty much everything else, and the app is clean. It doesn't glitch out. And by the way, it's Caesars, one of the best in the game. Caesars Sportsbook, man. They are the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. If you have a gambling problem, get it together. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And attention sports fans, if it's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up, you can call Dr. Pearson. He can make sure you're healthy enough to get out of bed. Hit him up at MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or give him a call at 248-426-9944. Live on Big D Energy on Tuesdays and live on Ermanni and Edwards on Thursdays. Check out Dr. Pierce. He's our guy. He should be your guy too. Help keep you in the game. It's Dr. Jeffrey S. Pierce.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. Thenfights.com.
It's part beauty, part beast. It's for those who dare to be different, for those who want to stand out, and for those who are built for more. The all-new Ineos Grenadier combines strength and style for an unmatched driving experience. Sold exclusively at Feldman Ineos of Waterford.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The joys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Second Best Bar in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ven Johnson.
Neil Rule here for Ven Johnson Law. Look, justice means different things to different people. If it's a settlement, if it's a verdict, the goal is the same. You need a fighter on your side. You need Ven Johnson Law on your side. Visit them at venfights.com. Get the fighter that will fight for you, Ven Johnson Law.
And if you win the case and get a big settlement and you feel like relaxing after all that stress in court, you can hit up Jars, and they've got a lot of products that'll take care of you. Go to shopjars.com to find a location near you and see their massive inventory, or go to @jars_life to keep up with all the deals they've got, all the events they're doing. The guys on Jars like putting out a show for the fans. You remember the Rail Jam that we did at one of their stores? We're going to do another event coming up pretty soon with Jars. They put out for the people. It's Jars Cannabis. They're a name brand.
All right, we're back at it. Big D Energy, Neil Rule, Sean Belesian, Chase, intern Simeon, that pizza, Spencer Raxter from Buddies. Happy to have you with us. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. It's a 4-Down Friday. We're a little casual. We're a little loose. Why not, man?
Backwards Hat Friday.
Backwards Hat Friday. USA Friday. USA. Big win over Guatemala yesterday.
Huge.
Even though they tried to give it away.
Great start. Great start.
Hey, can't win them all, but you got to win some.
I'm not big on the state of U.S. soccer right now, but that's a different discussion.
Hey, listen.
How'd Captain America look?
He's not playing.
No?
Why not? It was
Long
hard.
season, man. Sitting it out.
It was hard not to have Freebird playing during the PKs the other day against Costa Rica. It was. It was a little hard to do that.
Freebird.
He's not playing.
No, sitting it out.
Shout out Mexico getting the win yesterday, too.
Dude, how
I rock
weak.
with El Tree.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, it's heritage, Neil.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, they Sunday night they play the Gold Cup Championship.
Okay.
USA Mexico.
What, they've been 6 times, right? Is it 6 times? And they've lost to Mexico every time. So this could be the one.
You're saying it's a chance.
By the way, too, the discussion about Virginia Tech and their openers. I went back about 5 years. Old Dominion twice, Marshall, NC State. They had North Carolina in there once. That was the year North Carolina. But it was like, well, that was the number 10 team in the country. They probably finished that year unranked because they're North Carolina. What? Sean.
That was such a great bit when the old man got there and he was bringing them back. It was a tremendous old bit. It really was.
It is an old bit. All right, you guys ready to go? Let's do sports business.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
4 for 4? Or no, what do you want to do?
Por favor? No, that works. I was excited for the Red Wings one, but we could save the best for last. We'll do the Red Wings. We'll do sports business first. All right, first question of the Sports Business Nickel Package. The TV audience for the final round of the Rocket Classic on CBS averaged more than 2.7 million viewers, and peaking at over 5.1 million. Wow. More than the Stanley Cup Finals ratings. Sorry, Sean. And more than Tigers' Sunday Night Baseball game on ESPN. Sorry, D-Mac. Neil was told that the course was too easy and the field wasn't good enough. Was Neil lied to?
It appears I was.
It seems like you were.
It appears I was, Spenny.
Yeah.
And I talked about this yesterday. Shame on the golf fans in Michigan for not showing up. Shame on them, man. You had the longest hitter on tour win the event. That's pretty fun, dude. And dude,
I got to get out there next year.
Dude, when he hit the ball, it sounded different, man. So again, it had everything you want as a golf fan. I'm disappointed with the golf fans of Michigan. I'll say that.
You don't have to apologize. I said it 1,000. I know exactly what the NHL is and what hockey is. I get it. I don't have any. Why would I get upset over that? You know what I mean?
Because it's a funny bit.
I know, but it's kind of like, oh damn it! I better stop watching, right?
I was gonna say, Sean, I feel like we have our little communities. We like what we like. You know, hockey and NASCAR are a little bit more niche and a little bit more small. But like the people who like it, we rock with each other, and we're happy with that.
Yeah, I'm not chastising. I hope you know that, Neil. But no, I know exactly what the place is. I can deal with it. I'm fine with it.
Second down.
All right, second down, second question of the sports business nickel package. The WNBA players ranked Caitlin Clark as the 9th best guard in the league. Media ranked her 3rd. Fans ranked her 1st. What does the WNBA players hate more, Caitlin Clark or money?
Apparently, Caitlin Clark. Why do WNBA players hate Caitlin Clark more?
I got nothing.
Why do they hate Caitlin Clark more than they like money?
I don't, and you know what? This is one of those, like, you have to accept that this is a player now, okay? For years, people ripped on the WNBA as a player now. Like, accept it, and your life will be better, okay? Neil, I got nothing. If anything, they should sit back and, like, can I get your address so I can send you a Christmas card every year? Because you're going to put money in my pocket. So in my mind, Neil, the answer to your question is, why do they hate money and Caitlin Clark, and why do they hate Caitlin Clark and money? It doesn't make sense to me.
Sean,
I'm sorry.
You know what this is? And we've seen this play out. The characters in the story are different, but the moral of the story, the script is the same. You know what this is? This is golf circa the late 90s. And Tiger Woods came in and changed everything financially for all the players, even the ones that hated him.
I mean, am I going to be the guy? Do I do it? Is it Friday? I don't have any bourbon in me. Just some jealous ass hoes is what I'm seeing. Like, I mean, what are we talking about?
But Spenny, and I get that, but you know what I like? You know what I like more than giving in to emotion? Money.
Yeah.
She's going to get you more money.
A lot of money.
That's what I can't figure out.
Like, a lot more money. There's billion-dollar media rights deals for the WNBA now.
Yeah.
There wasn't before she got here.
She's Steph Curry. Like,
she is. She's the female Steph Curry. And I don't get it, man. I don't understand it. Third down.
Third question of the sports business nickel package. The NFL draft is being slammed for not being open to the fans. The interviews were terrible, and maybe the headline fatigue from The Athletic. We had a major blockbuster involving 2 of Friday's first rounders and Noah Dobson. We had a weird salary dump. We had 2 of the 3 biggest names on the UFA board sign extensions, and Sam Bennett and John Tavares both taking discounts to stay put. Oh, and we also got word of a brand new CBA. What's wrong with your sport, Sean? First of all, let me say this: the NHL draft is the worst thing televised for sport. Like, anything that is sporting related and televised, the NHL draft is the worst.
And it became worse this year.
They Zoom called people.
It became worse this year. I'm going to say this.
Awkward interviews. Oh my God.
Can I say this? And I know I pissed off a lot of people, including some players. Are we at the point in time? I know we're never allowed to say that rich old white men were right. We can't ever say that. The rich old white men were right about the economics of the NHL.
Yeah.
Period. The way that league was working in the past was not sustainable. It was not
Thank you.
winning across the board. The NHL is experiencing growth by their standards, Neil, not by anybody else's standards. Right. By the NHL's standards. And therefore, the one thing that they told everybody, hey, guys, if we stay this course, you're going to have to trust us here. If we stay this course, you're going to see the cap go like this. And then very soon, sooner rather than later, you're going to see the cap go like that. Hi. That's where we're living right now. And I know nobody will say it. Nobody, because you know as well as I do, the number one enemy in society today is rich, old, white guy. That is the number one. I mean, he is an enemy to society.
Most persecuted person on the planet.
Burn
straight white
billionaires. Seriously, burn billionaires. Oh, there should be all that stuff. They were right. They were right.
About the NHL, yeah.
100% they were right. But the rest of it, again, Neil, what, am I going to sit here and argue with you? No! The coverage was great.
It was
It was awful.
Sean, you know I don't do this, right? About the business. I literally could have flown in there and went from the airport to the stage. They could have handed me a microphone, and the interviews would have been better. Not knowing anything about anybody, which I don't about the NHL. It was awful. awful.
I thought it was going to be better because I saw the first pick go up there, and I saw there wasn't 50 people on the stage like there have been the past 10 years where they're all just, oh, this is our GM, this is our assistant GM, this is our assistant GM, this is our intern, this is our head of scouting, this is our head of professional scouting.
Yeah, you don't need all
Awful, terrible. No, just shake the hand of the commissioner and fucking go do an interview on the side of the stage. It's what everybody else does, and it's great. But no, they Zoom called the war rooms, which was even worse, and then they couldn't even shell out enough money to get Chuck to fly in to make the pick. You had Chuck Zoom calling in like, Charles Barkley has done so much for the NHL. Like, him just talking about it on Inside the NBA and, like, liking hockey is huge. You gotta fly him out there. You can't just Zoom. I know he'd rather be on a golf course right now, which is probably where he was. You got to get him there in person.
So I'm going to say this. Let me throw this in there in terms of the coverage as well. You know, you watch the NFL draft, the NBA draft, okay? And you have Sham's best available. Mm-hmm. You have Kuiper's best available. You have all
Bucci's best available.
Right. You have all. Did you guys?
No.
Like, who are these people?
I never turned it on, Sean.
Well, who are? No, but I'm serious. And the lady. No disrespect. Who are you? It was a really weird. It was a weird watch.
If the NHL wasn't stupid, they would change it to where it is literally like the NBA and the NFL, where you go out there, you announce the pick. Bettman goes out there, he announces the pick, they shake the hands, they take the picture, and then he walks away and does the interview, and they pay fucking Wit and Biz to do it. Go pay the Spit and Chicklets guys to go bring some entertainment to it. It would be way fucking better. But
I think it's funny too, and I've made
awkward out there doing interviews.
I've made my feelings known about Bucci, but I will say this: for a guy, and give him his flowers, he's turned college hockey into a thing. I hate to tell you this, guys, Major Junior is still the way that it goes in the NHL. Mm-hmm. So why the bleep would I want the college hockey guy out there talking about that which I know for a fact he doesn't watch? Why would you do that? Major Junior, Major Junior, Major Junior, Major Junior, Major Junior, Major Junior. College hockey! Yeah. Look at my golf game! It's like
chicken parm.
Every time, right? Every time you think they're doing something right, they pull the gun out of the holster and shoot both foot. Not one, they shoot both foot. That's the NHL way. It's very frustrating.
Fourth down.
They should also have Biz and Wit on every single TNT broadcast, because I love the dichotomy of, Biz. They should have Biz and Gretzky on every. I love the dichotomy of Biz and Gretzky sitting next to each other as the greatest hockey player ever and maybe the worst professional hockey player ever. Sitting, it's so good.
Let me take it. At least they both understand the road.
Yes,
they were junior guys. Mm-hmm. Like whatever. I don't get it.
All right, next question of the Sports Business 4 for 4. We don't do politics here, but we do I say do.
You said do.
We do sports.
You said it again.
As part of the big beautiful bill, sports gamblers will only be able to deduct 90% of losses, meaning if you had $100,000 of winnings and $100,000 of losses, there wouldn't be any winnings. But you would have to pay taxes on $10,000 of those winnings that you didn't win. Why?
I've been looking for an answer for this. You know who I bet is really looking for an answer? DraftKings, FanDuel,
Malik Beasley,
Caesar Sportsbook, Malik Beasley. Like a lot of people are looking for answers on it.
I got nothing.
If this goes through, Sean, it will devastate the sports gambling landscape. Devastated.
I don't think it'll devastate the landscape.
Not
Neil.
get it away. It's a good dent.
Yeah.
I think it's going to devastate the participants of the gambling. I don't think the gambling is going to stop or anything like that. We might see a small little dip in on the graph if you're looking at it like the NASDAQ, but nonetheless it's going to be the people who are gambling that are going to feel the impact of it, not necessarily the gambling apps and the sports books.
Well, get me the Undertaker gif and put Vinny on 7th Street. Put his face on it, because he's back. Vinny's back. Make the bookie great again, Sean.
Wow. Hey, everybody's got every neighborhood back in the day, Neil, had their own fat man. The guy was called the Fat Man. You made bets with the Fat Man.
That's
right?
fucking sweet.
I need the Fat Man to make a comeback. I do. I need the Fat Man.
DNC ENT. I ain't claiming that ish anyway. You do if they send you a W-2.
Yeah, I claimed one last year.
Yep. So you do then.
You said doo-doo.
Nice.
There you go. What do we got?
Red Wings or
what do you want to do?
Let's go to break.
Let's go to break.
Yeah, tell us about White Claw.
All right, White Claw Watch Tour, everybody. That's right. Final stop, by the way. If you haven't been out yet, these things are electric. And July 11th, second best. Spencer Raxter.
The old stomp.
And Easy. That is where it all began.
Oh, yeah.
Spencer and Easy will be watching the Tigers game on July 11th, having a watch party on Woodward Sports. And they'll be live at second best, and you can participate. You can roll out and hang out with the guys. You can watch, you can comment, everything that's going on. They're the best team in baseball right now. So make it a point to get together July 11th at second best. And our friends at White Claw are putting it all together. Brought to you by White Claw and Ben Johnson Law. It's the White Claw Tigers Tour.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
Boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports. And to remind you, the high school summer pass still going on. June 1st to August 31st. Teens ages 14 to 19, you can work out for free all summer long at Planet Fitness. Very, very simple. All you do, walk into your local Planet Fitness, fill out some paperwork, and boom, you can work out for free all summer long. Planet Fitness doing their part, man. A lot of kids, you know, the movement goes away during the summer. There are no high school sports. There's no more gym classes, all of it. So Planet Fitness doing their part for their community. Teens, just show up. You can work out at Planet Fitness with the high school summer pass. Planet Fitness, don't pay more money to lift the same weights. All right, we're coming down the stretch here. It's time for the Red Wings. 4-4-4. Let's get into it. Let's rock.
All right, the Red Wings 4 for 4. The first question, let me find it again. All right, here it is. The first question of the Red Wings 4 for 4. All right, look, I know it's underwhelming, okay, but can we sit back and say that this roster is better today than it was 3 months ago?
Okay. How do I want to attack this? I want to hear you. I respect you guys far more than I respect myself when it comes to hockey. So I want to hear what you guys have to say about that.
I say unequivocally yes. And unequivocally yes. And I don't think it's really close. You look at John Gibson is such an upgrade from what you had in net last year. James Van Riemsdyk adds good depth scoring and 5-on-5 scoring, which was desperately needed. And
okay, hold on. So my read on that is he's Tarasenko, but $1 million, like 15 goals.
Much better than Tarasenko.
15 goals.
15, but 5-on-5 goals. Not just power play, merchant power play too. Like he will score into 5-on-5, which is much needed.
Okay.
And Appleton provides another good player for 5-on-5 and a good penalty killer to go with hopefully a healthy Kopp and a healthy Mazur. Then you've got some actual penalty killers. So yes, unequivocally they're better, but it's not good enough.
and a Marco Casper bounce.
Yeah.
I would assume.
You have to assume that he's going to take a bigger jump than perhaps that which we've seen over the last 2 years out of Mo Sider and Lucas Raymond. But I agree with that, which kind of leads to question number 2.
Can I jump in real quick? But
of course you can.
I kind of had an epiphany about this. I was staggered. I can't remember if I was doing the show with you or if it was with DMAC. I was kind of staggered on July 1st, I'm not going to lie. But as I kind of put the pieces back together and listened to everyone around town, I'm resolute in the fact I'm all right. And I think everything's okay. It's okay for real. Because if it's unequivocally better, it's not like they're 12 points out of the playoffs.
It still might be.
That's the problem, though.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Question 2. Again, when we had our doomsday stream of Woodward Wings earlier this week and we were all crashing out and freaking out, it was not because the Red Wings signed James Van Riemsdyk. We called it the Highway Special, and it was a lot of Columbus, Montreal, New York, passing Detroit on the highway. So yes, Detroit got better, but are you worried about how much better the rest of the East got as well?
Can I use your word? Unequivocally.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. So Neil, can I use a here? I'm going to use my hands. If the Red Wings were here and they went like this, I think there are a few teams that went like that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use my own logic against me and that argument. Okay. If I'm going to sit back and say, well, Casper's going to be better, what's Demidov going to do?
Yep. What's
Lane Hudson going to do? Those are the things that I'm worried about. And I will say this until I'm blue in the face. That's my biggest concern. When you're in this division, which some of us have been saying is the best division in hockey for the last couple of years.
For sure.
It hits harder. I think you're closer to the Boston Bruins and Buffalo Sabres than you are to the top.
What are a 91-point Devils team that are getting Hughes back for a whole season going to do? You're not better than them.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't last year either.
You weren't better than Columbus last year either. And Philly's a lot better. New York's going to be better. Boston's going to get better.
At the expense of who then? Like, they can't all be better. At
the expense of right now the Detroit Red Wings. Unless you got to trade. You got to trade for somebody. You have to. Top 6, preferably both, but at the very least a top 6 or a top 4 defenseman, and you have to, or you're going to be bottom 5 of the East.
Do you know who I'm intrigued at? Ottawa. I don't know how much better Ottawa got. But I really don't.
They were already ahead of you on the highway.
They were, but I think if we're using that same logic, the zoom, zoom thing, I think you saw Montreal go like that. I think you saw Rangers go like that.
Yep.
I think you saw Devils go like that.
Yep.
So that's what are they maybe... Did Ottawa come back to the pack a little bit? Because I think people forget how hot they were as the season ended last year.
That's the point of my question. At the expense of who, Sean?
Yeah. It's a good question. It's a really good question. It is. It's
like it came from somewhere. Where did it come from?
I think again, if you take the time to, because everybody's wrapped up in what your team did, right? Well, go look at what teams had, and now what they added. The Habs,
yes,
they were as exciting as anybody. They just added Noah Dobson.
Yep.
Okay. Like you feel really good about that.
Noah
right?
Dobson would be the second best defenseman on our team.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, Chase.
I was just going to ask, Sean, would you want to add the addition of Dylan Cousins at the deadline last year as part of their mix of what they're doing heading into next season? You'll have a full season of Dylan Cousins and the offseason to get acquisition.
But Chase, and I'll step in here for a second, but they made the playoffs. And
right.
They got cooked, right? Which is what everybody wanted the Wings to do.
Yes.
And that just
doesn't then what?
Yeah,
but this was a huge offset. Like, can you imagine?
Like
the Wings got cooked, and then they did what Ottawa did?
I do like the depth of the additions. I think they helped a lot with some of the things the Red Wings struggled with a lot last year when you talk about 5-on-5 scoring and you talk about penalty kill. But you still are missing a star. You still are missing a big top 6 wing. I said this on Woodward Wings that will be coming out Saturday at 10 a.m. Make sure you guys tune in for that. We recorded it today. if I would say one of these two things happens next year, you're not making the playoffs. And that's if Patrick Kane is a top 6 forward or if Justin Hall is on the ice next year, you're not making the playoffs. One of the two. They both can't happen.
It was really funny. I saw a very prominent local person tweet something out as they were trying to convince themselves that everything was okay.
Thank you, Sean.
Where they talked about well, maybe it's not so bad because we got our core locked up, right? And here's who they said about their core: Mo Sider, Lucas Raymond, and Dylan Larkin.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, that wasn't
fair. Fair. Now, you know what? Here's your homework assignment. And Spenny, I know you don't need to do this. Go look at who's locked up for the other competitive teams around them and get back to me.
That's fair. 100%.
If you're going to throw that out there, if you're going to sit back and say, well, this is what we have locked up, okay? I reserve the right to say, now compare and contrast that to the teams or to the guys that the teams around you have locked up. It fails miserably on July 3rd.
Sean.
Miserably.
If they weren't Buffalo, like if they weren't the Buffalo Sabres, them on paper, they have more.
1,000%.
Like they do.
They're a feeder team.
And
they really are.
If Steve Yzerman is doing something and doing anything in his power to get Tage Thompson, I'll literally come in my pants.
Greg Rounds, can I interest anyone in Jonathan Toews? All right, next up.
He's back home.
Who would you take right now? Tage Thompson and Owen Power or Lucas Raymond and Mo Sider? You're not on Buffalo. It's just for your team.
Tage Thompson and Owen Powers.
Yeah, right? Like, I mean, Lucas Raymond showed a lot of potential. He still led the league in scoring under 25 or whatever it is.
For this red, you got to have the defenseman, though.
I have. All right, so this is what I did to one of my friends who was accusing me of being a slapdick. I said,
well, you got Owen Power.
Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, who is shown he's a number one, and Noah Dobson. You have Lane Hudson and Ivan Demidov, who are up next against the three you just mentioned. I mean, it is night and day.
No, that is,
stop it.
It's different. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Next question of the Red Wings 4 for 4. Which player are you most excited to see next season? Again, unequivocally Marco Kasper.
Yeah,
Kasper.
too.
Yes. Not even close.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
We're in agreement.
Sorry, I gave you a layup.
Yeah,
that one was
it's
a layup.
like I think he's going to be around 30 goals this year. I think he's going to be showing that rat tendency. That's what
Spenny,
we
you
talk
start
about
doing that, you know you're getting 35 from DeBrincat.
Yeah.
You know that. You
Yes.
can book that.
Yep.
You know you're going to get 30 from Larkin.
Mm-hmm.
You have him pop up. He gives you 30. Like, if Gibson's better, you see what I'm saying?
They're going to
here?
be better for sure, but they still Marco Kasper will get up to 30 goals if he's playing center for the Red Wings. They need him playing center on either the first or the second line. I don't want him playing wing. That's why they need to get a wing, whether it be Brian Rust, whether it be whoever. I would really like Brian Rust because then he can help. I want Kasper and Mazur to learn from somebody that's already a big asshole in the league and not have to learn on how to try to be tough from Michael Rasmussen, because it's not going to work. You're not going to learn a lot about that. So if you get somebody that's actually tough that they can learn from, I think that will help their development so much. But
we haven't touched on one thing yet, but I have a feeling in question 4 we're going to touch on it.
Well, then let's touch on it. Pause.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Final question of the Red Wings 4 for 4. What are you most frightened to see? Justin Hall as opening day skater.
1,000% the defense core as a whole.
Oh, you mean one of the worst in NHL history?
1,000% the entire defense
Okay, you know
core.
what it is? All right. It took till this point, but here we are.
Did you see how I did that?
Okay, there are two things that we need to come to grips with as Red Wings fans.
All right.
And I thought about you, and I sent a tweet out this morning because somebody came at me at social media about Yzerman. I think that we need to admit to ourselves, and for whatever reason, nobody wants to do this. The Red Wings were the vacant, condemned house on the block in the NHL subdivision. Vacant, condemned, water in the basement, all of it. Termites, unfit for habitats for humans to live in. They were that. The 2019 Red Wings were that. And I don't know why anybody in this town is unable to admit that and look in the mirror and say, that's what they were. You had Franz Nielsen on a $36 million contract, and you had Philippe Zadina, your best prospect. Sean, it doesn't get worse than that. It doesn't get worse. Sean, bad.
It was awful.
What about Daniel Alfredson?
Let me, this would be my counter to that, okay? And this is, I've stayed consistent with this. If everybody and their brother says, other than Steve Yzerman, who doesn't talk, if everybody and their brother says it's a 5-year plan, why don't people understand that? I said this a year ago at this time. Okay, once you hit 5 years, then the clock starts. And what have I seen on his clock? This is if the clock started after 5 years, what have I seen? The Tarasenko signing, sorry, some of us said day one, was awful. Congratulations, you made amends for the Tarasenko signing.
Yeah, but you canceled it out. You don't get credit.
That's exactly
Clean
it.
up your own shit.
And
Sorry, that's it. How much do I pat a guy in the back for that?
Okay, I'm with you.
And I'll also go a step further. Your hand-picked coach, the guy that was going to lead the Red Wings into the next era, was a pure unmitigated failure, and you had to start over again.
Right. And then, Sean, can I step in for a second?
All right.
Then I would say if your organization is in a state where if one free agent signing doesn't work out and the whole house of cards collapses, then you still don't have a good foundation.
That's why I'm scared for this year, because it's very eerie and similar to last year in the free agent period where they put all of their eggs into the Trouba basket. They put all of their eggs into the Stamkos basket.
Maybe.
Neither of
the Stamkos thing we know.
Stamkos thing we know. I mean, the Trouba, they were trying to get Trouba. His wife didn't let him come here. And they painted themselves in a corner to, if we don't get Trouba, we don't have anybody else that'll be worth a shit on this team defensively that we could bring in. So they signed Gustafsson. Right now, they painted themselves into the same corner to be like, we have to make a trade to get a stud, or we're going to be shit again next year.
Yeah, and I get that.
This goes back to the conversations we all had, and sometimes very angrily, back in the late winter. Okay, the drafting and development you have done has not been up to
good
par.
Enough.
Period. It hasn't.
It has
And that's not taking a shot.
No.
I mean, you and I have tried to tell some of the guys around here, I like Mo Seider, okay? He did not become the Norris Trophy candidate that many of you sold us on
correct.
2 years ago. I like Lucas Raymond. I do. I like Lucas Raymond, okay? The step that we all thought that he was going to take at the end of the 24th season. Do you remember how damn good he was the last couple weeks of the year?
Yes.
Hasn't happened.
No, it hasn't
Beginning
happened.
of the year this year, he was very good. Can't put it together for a whole season. And again, do they need to be better? Yes. You're looking at them as your future stars. You're looking at those are the guys that are going to be the pillars of your franchise going forward. They need to be better. Mo Seider is so handicapped by playing next to, I don't know, Ben Sherratt or Jake Wallman for the majority of his career that I think it's more of a letdown on the development of their prospects by not giving them competent veterans to put alongside them.
Okay, and that's fair. And, look, the drafting, we went through the draft year by year. There are guys. There are in every draft. It's not like they swung a miss on a draft. DNC ENT shirt, but a vacant condemned house on a corner could be torn down, built again in 5 years. Not when you have to wait 3 years for the materials. Is that fair?
I've always said after 5 years, the gloves came off and you can take your shots. And
right.
I'm not going to deviate from it. I'm not.
Okay.
And I think part of it is what nobody wanted to hear back then. It was a false equivalent argument that people made about Steve Yzerman in Tampa and what he did in Detroit. What he took over here, and this goes to your point, Neil, I would have loved if there was a Steven Stamkos, not quite ready for prime time, already in the house. I would have loved if there was a Victor Hedman, not quite ready for prime time. When he took over in Tampa, those two pieces were in the house. Yeah. You didn't quite exactly know where you were going to put them, but they were at least in the house. And the one thing that you have to do, and he is not, you have to get lucky as well. You have to make a trade where everybody goes, holy shit, how could you be that dumb? And you have to find a guy like, I don't know, Nikita Kucherov in the second round.
That's
the things that worked for his benefit in Tampa have not been in play here. So for people to compare what he did in Tampa to what he's done so far in Detroit, that's not fair to him.
But Sean, could you say that right now, as we sit, Steve Yzerman is sitting on a not quite ready for primetime Lucas Raymond and a not quite ready for primetime Mo Sider, and he needs to bring in the guy to put them over the top.
No, because I don't expect one to become Steven Stamkos, prime Stamkos, and the other to become prime Hedman.
That's fair.
Zach Soap in the super chat. Is it time for the Wings to get new scouts? No, I'm happy with the. I'm happy.
They
with the
need
draft.
new professional
Pro
scouts.
scouting.
Absolutely.
Pro scouting.
Absolutely.
And then the other
Pro
angle
scouting,
of this.
100%.
The second angle of this, and I don't know why we can't do this. We have to admit that last year, defensively, they were one of the worst defensive teams in NHL history.
That's why I was crashing out when they didn't sign a defenseman in free agency.
Like we can do that, guys.
Sorry,
Like,
didn't
it's
sign
okay.
a top 4 defenseman in free agency because they got a good 7th or 6th defenseman. Like, awesome. We got 5 of those guys. Jeff Petry's going to win a Stanley Cup before the Red Wings get in the playoffs. Think about that one, people. All right.
Fourth. Was that all of them?
That was all of them. Let's,
okay. 4th of July?
It's 1 o'clock.
4th of July, real quick.
4th of July. All right, first question. Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Hamburgers, but hot dogs are the most underrated thing ever.
4th of July, hot dogs.
Okay.
The only day of the year, hot
Fair.
dogs.
That's
For real.
fair.
I crushed 2 of them the 4th of July.
Are you lighting off any fireworks?
You know the answer to that.
That's fair.
Oh, by the way,
It's the 4th of July.
Yes. By the way, too, real quick, 4th of July, shout out to everyone tonight that's going to go to bed with all 10 of their fingers for the last time.
Yes.
Second down.
Shout out. Third down. What is the best pool toy?
I go with the raft, but not those shitty cheap ones that
Yeah.
like you can't get on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking like one with a base.
Yep.
One with a pillow on the top.
That's fair.
I was gonna say.
I'm going to go with the hoop. There's something about being drunk and
Floating in the hoop, you can
Yeah.
dive through it.
There's
Oh,
something
yeah.
about being drunk.
What do you have, Chase?
I was gonna say the mesh one that like you're still kind of in the water,
Oh,
staying
yeah,
cool,
yeah.
but it has the pillow like you're talking about.
Absolutely.
It's like the best of both worlds.
Now they're expensive.
That's
Yeah,
elite.
you can go to Meijer, like your
But
local.
even then, they're still going to be $24.
I'm
Is
saying
$24 expensive, Neil? You'd have 2
Well,
furnaces and an EV.
That's true.
But in relation to the ones I'm talking about that are that
$5
are
at the dollar store,
$4.99
yeah.
that you can't get on, and there's always a hole in the pillow part of it for some reason. All right, next one.
I'm a son of Poseidon. I was born in the water. I think unequivocally the best pool toy is the underwater torpedoes that you throw and they fucking
Tremendous.
put a pair of goggles on. You and your boy go on the opposite sides of the pool and just whip those
tremendous.
things.
And that's pretty niche. Though.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's awesome. All right, number 5. Or final question. Host or go to the party?
Go to the party.
I'm a host.
You are a host.
You are a host.
You have to know what you are in life. You're either a host or a guest. I'm a host.
Yes.
It's fair. All right, let's do these 2 reads real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Let me tell you about Mad Packs. They're coming to retailers near you. They're blowing up. So go to getmadpacks.com to get yours today. Mad Packs now available. High-low pre-rolls, boom shakalaka tarantulas, all of that good stuff. Go to getmadpacks.com. And now tell us about the Massage Chair House. That is me as well. I will tell you about the Massage Chair House because the Massage Chair House has deals for everybody. No matter the budget, they can get you into a luxury massage chair of your dreams. Scan the QR code on the screen right there to see their massive inventory. It's the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, the largest massage chair showroom in Michigan.
Real quick, just to wrap it up here in the chat, pool noodles are a superior pool toy. Ryan's reaction, I like the pool noodle because they have a lot of household applications.
And a lot of different things you can do with the pool noodle. You can turn it into a squirt gun. You can hit people over the head with it. You can use it to float.
I love the beatings.
You can joust. Very versatile.
All of it. Best pool toy is a beer EFOG raft, but it's got to have a cup holder. That's fair. That's definitely fair as well. All right, everybody. Oh yeah, you just screeched, so there you go for the people.
Shout out Gary.
Yeah, shout out Gary. This weekend, I'll have the Detroit City broadcast on Saturday night, late night. They're playing at Oakland in the Alameda Coliseum, by the way.
So, dump.
Yeah, get that one in, 10 o'clock Saturday night. So if you want to tap in, it's on, I think locally it'll be on TV 50 in Detroit. Nationally it'll be on Paramount Plus on CBS Sports Colossal. So there is that. You got to get to the meat
I'll
store.
see you guys. Yeah, I'm going. I'll see you guys Monday, and then I'm off to Greece for like 13 days. So take care.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
All right. For Sean Belizean, Chase, intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter, don't blow your hand off.
Be safe.
Be safe. Well, see you later.
But be reckless.